You'll sit over here with the concerts, yeah? I know you have a guest, but you're back and you're playing a lot, so you're running back and forth. Yeah, but I think the guest
So should I take that chair?
Sure.
again.
Meet again, my friend.
Gotta stop doing that in these places.
I know, these places, these spaces. Yeah.
Dapper, as usual.
Quite answer your question today with music, but it'll happen. And I can see it happen. I can see it happen. We're sitting there, we're in the living room, hold one, play something folk, something, whatever comes to our hearts. I can feel it. It's gonna happen. To the Bay Area with my mom at a wedding.
Yeah. We're pressing albums in our backyard.
I am the element of Alex. I'm here.
Fancy shoes, fancy
Things can change in life.
cool?
Yeah, those are just fine.
Do you prefer mugs with a handle?
It is actually a little easier for me if you don't mind making another tray.
Mug with a handle?
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
My mother is here. She's back.
Shana Tova. As I look over the faces of all of you, I'm getting choked up. I am keenly reminded of the sweetness of gathering and sustaining. Can you hear me now? All right, I will go right over this thing. So what I was saying is, as I stand here tonight and look over the faces of people who I haven't seen, months, years, it's been a long time. I'm keenly reminded of the sweetness of gathering and sustaining friendships in our small community. Let us pause and now to reflect on the power of this community, the healing potential of peaceful discussions, and the joy of true connections in our own lives and in our society at large. So may the spirit of peace that we are going to cultivate today resonate far beyond Temple Bethel, bringing hope and healing to all corners of the world. In moments like these, we are called to remember our shared humanity, transcending borders and our ideologies. Let us remind ourselves that behind the statistics of the loss of life, the suffering of families, and the displacement of individuals is a human being, a mother, a child, a friend. Peace is not merely the absence of war, it's the presence of justice, understanding, and respect for one another. It is built on dialogue, empathy, and the willingness to listen. It is this annual renewed journey of introspection that should start our Rosh Hashanah. I talk about this a lot. I strive to remember, especially during this time, that relationships are everything. I tell that to my children all the time. It is far better to forgive adversaries, strengthen profound connections, and love deeply than it is to be right.
Amen.
Let us use this sacred season of this introspection to reaffirm our own synagogue's commitment to unity, understanding, compassion, and peace toward one another. Let us draw strength from the lessons of our shared history. What we're going to hear tomorrow, the unbreakable bonds that unite us as a people, and the resilience of our Jewish faith. Think of the resilience we've had over the centuries. It is this faith and our annual reflection every year on Rosh Hashanah that remind us of the enduring value of amnesty, of the transformative potential of reconciliation, and the boundless capacity for healing that resides within each of us. These are the timeless themes of Rosh Hashanah. May you all, this is where I smile, be inscribed and sealed for a year of blessings, of joy and peace. Shana Tova, my friends. If anyone is having any emotional difficulties, because this might bring up a lot for us in this time, Suzanne Kimmel, I don't know where she's at, has graciously offered her counseling services. Please see Suzanne if this does, or this service brings up anything for you. And now, I would like to introduce, where is she? Our security monitor, is she not there? Hadassah. And I would like to all of us, be reminded of how much work Hadassah has done for our synagogue, and with the hope of keeping everybody safe tonight. Hadassah.
Shalom, shalom. Look at all these lovely faces. Shana Tova, welcome. All right, a few security instructions, so please be attentive. Number one, please always carry your membership guest cards with your driver's license ready to show upon entry. Not everybody knows who you are, so it's just swift and easy, and it's a security measure. Thank you. And also the membership committee. Amanda and Suzanne Kimmel worked hard making all the membership, for the members, their name tags. What a welcoming gesture. So we know what your name is. We put a name with a face. Thank you so much for doing that. And please return them upon each time you leave. And you'll get them back when you come back again, okay? All right. Second, upon hearing two songs, oh, where's my that one? Oh, here it is. There it is. Okay, long hair. I'm not going to take it out right now. Upon hearing two loud sounds, that means take cover. Get down, lay down on the ground, away as much as possible of the windows, okay? And wait for instructions. And I want you to all know you're never locked inside of this building. Everybody's locked from the outside. Just push door, easy access. Some of you might want to leave. You've got to recall, if you do that, you might open the door not knowing what's going on there and let the bad person in. So please adhere to that. Kind of pay attention to that. Okay, develop a buddy system when arriving, 2 or 3 to stick together, like who you're going to help. Okay, once it happens, it's too late, whether it's an earthquake, fire, or something else. Okay, very important. Be mindful who you can or cannot help. The mind is willing, but our body, we may not be able to help someone in a wheelchair or, okay. The safest place to hide, because there's no windows, is the kitchen right back there on the left. You guys can really hunker down. There's pokey sticks if you need to, and a fire extinguisher, okay? Easiest place to evacuate toward is the Sequoia Park. That's right across the street here to your left. And that will be a meeting place around there, okay? These directions are meant to navigate awareness and to be prepared, not to be fearful or paranoid. When you're aware, you have some kind of awareness of it, just calm, you know kind of what to do, okay? And most of all, learn to de-escalate oneself. Be calm. If you're rushed, you're going to get hurt. You're going to hurt someone else. Just take a breather and then go, okay? But de-escalate. And Shana Tova to you and yours, Temple Bethel security. And also upon leaving, you're going to turn in your name tags, right? Yes. And also, you will have escorts with flashlights to escort you to your vehicle, okay? They're going to be watching over you. And it might be better 2 or 3. We're going to go out that door, okay? So it's just kind of easier, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi Naomi, my friend, my neighbor. I love you. I love you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. We make a prayer for healing for anyone who is in need of healing now with 2 simple words, refuah shalema. May there be a perfect, complete healing. And just give us a chord, Jerry. Jerry, you can go ahead and give us a chord, please. Refuah shalema, refuah shalema, refuah shalema, refuah shalema, refuah shalema, song sheet you have Pitchu li sha'aret tzedek, open for us the gates. I'll invite you all to stand. Forgive me, when Caroline sat down, I forgot to say, thank you, Madam Vice President. Delicious. Pete Trulli, on your song sheet, please rise for singing. The gates are opening for us, these gates into the new year. You may be seated. Choir, please stay on the bima with me. Bruchim habayim, bruchot habaot, welcome. We are setting off on a spiritual journey as we move through the coming days and weeks of festivities. We're also traveling back in time, revisiting ancient sites, medieval imagery, poetry, and music from long ago, finding our place in the unfolding Jewish experience. Welcome to you all. I want to acknowledge that Temple Bethel stands on the ancestral land of our neighbors, the Wiyot people, who have lived here for many thousands of years. We're humbled and inspired by their courage to endure collective trauma and ongoing tragedy. We're gathering at a dire moment in history, as our Vice President said. Catastrophic flooding in the US, deadly conflict raging in the Middle East and Ukraine, horrific famine in Sudan. Many of us are carrying heartbreak, anger, moral anguish, and fear. These are heavy burdens. But I hope we can all set those burdens down for the precious hours of these holy days and let our hearts fill with gratitude for the many blessings in our lives and help us nurture each other in hope for the new year. Let's hold our burdens, hold your burdens, and set them down. Nurture your heart and that of your neighbor. When the ancient temple stood in Jerusalem, the tribe of Levi led worship with orchestras, instruments, and choirs of singers, and we're blessed tonight with the presence of our wonderful musicians, and I'm grateful to every one of you for being here in person or in live stream, adding your spirit to our ruach of our holiday. Jenny, my dear, Jenny Villasenor is our trope teacher, and she is giving us some lovely music this evening in Bellamy's absence. We hope Bellamy will be with us on Yom Kippur, and we hope Jenny will always be singing with us. So she'll light our candles. Martin, dear, I want to ask you to move over this way. Just bring your stand. There we go. You're too far away from me. There we go. Get him back over here. There we go. There we go. There we go. We gotta keep that folks here. Okay. V'tikanu l'chadlikeh shel Yom Tov. Amen. I invite you all to turn around. We're going to wave goodbye to the old year that is leaving with its troubles. We may want to say good riddance to that difficult year, but I'll also invite you to call to mind something wonderful for you in the year that's ending that you want to carry forward into the new year. Goodbye.
See you later.
Goodbye. And please turn this way to welcome the new year. For the newness. Please be seated on your song sheets you have for the newness of the year. Please join us on the refrain.
For the newness of the year, a time to hear a hopeful greeting. For the newness of the year, for the memories that shine as we refine our way of living, for the newness of the year, for the wonder of the earth, this place of birth and growth and dying, for the newness of the year. We've come so very far to discover what we are, fruit on an ancient vine, tenderness that grows and flows beyond all understanding for the newness of the year. For the turning of our hearts to start another chapter for the newness of the year. We've come so very far to discover what we are, fruit on an ancient vine, droplets of holy wine. Kodesh, Kodesh,
Choir, please be seated. I have a monster. Please open to page 17, and we have a little kavana on this page, a statement of intention for Rosh Hashanah. Page 17, together in English. In your great mercy, help us, Adonai, to embrace your sacred gift of Rosh Hashanah in love and in joy. May the holiness of this day bring fullness to our faith in you. Help us to gather all those scattered sparks of faith which are lost within ourselves as your people, Yisrael, gather in congregations everywhere to praise your name this day. Please rise for the Baruch Hu. We'll have the holiday melody, and the transliteration of the Baruch Hu is on the back of your song sheets. I'll give the call. You please give me the response. 17. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach 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 HaMevorach
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. On page 18, we have a lovely setting of the Ma'ariv Aravim. Let's pray together in English and then with the Hebrew closing. You abound in blessings, Eternal One, our God, sovereign of all time and space, whose word brings on twilight. With wisdom you open gateways, with understanding you alter times, vary the seasons, and assign the stars to their watches in the sky. Creator of day and night, who rolls light away from darkness and darkness from light, you cause day to pass and bring about the night, distinguishing between day and night. Source of all forces is your name, O living and enduring God. Reign over us forever and forever. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who brings on the twilight. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Please turn to page 21. A beautiful setting of our prayer for love by Rami Shapiro. Together, please. We are loved by an unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love. Embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. At the bottom of the following page, page 22, our Chatimah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. On page 23, we have our Shema, and you can remain seated or stand, whichever is your custom. And we'll go right on into the Ve'ahavta. Please be seated, and choir, please join us on the bima. Please turn to page 30 for our Mi Chamocha. Who among the mighty compares with you, Holy One, whose holiness is as wonderful as yours, praised as awesome, doing wonders.
Adonai, לפניכו, בוקע יום לפני משה. זה לי ענו ואמרו, ברוך אתה אדוני. גואל ישראל. אמן. אמן.
Please turn to page 31, where we have our Hashkivenu, and I believe it's also on your song sheets. The refrain is on your song sheet. We'll have it in English and in several languages. Thank you.
Cover us with the shelter of your peace, Adonai. Keep us straight in your pathway. Teach us and guide us with your holy word. Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu, L'shalom, B'ha'amidenu, Malkeinu, L'chaim. For you guide us and you save us, you are my God. Mercy, tenderness, love and mystery, life and wholeness are your gifts. Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu, L'shalom, B'ha'amidenu, Malkeinu. L'chaim.
Please turn to page 34. Here we have the words from Psalm 81 that remind us about the mitzvah of sounding the shofar. And can someone please tell Hadassah that we need her on the bima for sounding shofar? In addition to being our security chief, she is an expert ba'alat shofar. Come, my dear. We'll give you some calls after we've... Would you take a seat right here, dear? Here. Behind you. Please, let's read all together in English here. Sound the shofar on the new moon at the appointed time for our new year, when it is a law in Israel, it is an ordinance for the God of Jacob. Even though Maimonides tells us that even though the blowing of the shofar on Rosh Hashanah is a biblical decree, there is a hint in it, remez yesh bo, saying, wake up sleepers, wake up from your slumber. Slumberers, arise and search your ways and return into teshuvah. Hizru b'teshuvah, and remember your Creator. We also hear about the sounding of the shofar, we also hear about teshuvah, the return, in the book of Lamentations. Return us to you, we will return. Renew our days as in days long ago. The name of our machzor is Chadesh Yamenu, renew our days. There's something special that we get in the Hebrew that we don't quite get in the English. When we return, we are being made to return. This assumes a shared interactive process between the divine and us. As my dear teacher Reb Zalman Alav Hasholem would say, God and I are interturning. We are inter-returning. In English, we have the idiom, I do teshuvah. But we want to consider teshuvah as a shared interactive process, a psycho-spiritual phenomenon that happens between the divine and me, between the cosmic self and my individual self. Beryl and Jenny will give us a beautiful rendition of the traditional Hashivenu. With more than two, and I'll play the piano. As you listen to this Hashivenu, you might want to think, what is it that I want to return to, and how am I being returned?
return us to you, return us to you, Holy One, return us to you, and we will return, and we will return. Return us to you, return us to you, Holy One, return us to you. Renew our days, Holy One, renew our days as in days long ago.
Now I need my Ba'alei Teshuvah, now that we know what we are going to do. Please rise, my dears. If you have not heard the shofar yet this year, then it's time for you to make the blessing. You repeat after me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lishmoa kol shofar. Tekiah, teruah, shevarim, tekiah gedolah. That'll scare the bad guys away. Choir, please join us. Choir, please join us on the bima. Choir, please join us on the bima. Sound the shofar.
Sound the shofar. Sound the shofar. Sound the shofar. At the renewal of the moon, still dark on the day of our festival. On the day of our festival. If it is a rule for Yisrael, it is a law for the God of Jacob.
Choir, you may be seated. Please turn to page 35 and all rise for the Chatzi Kaddish. It is on the back of your song sheet, transliterated. We will use the beautiful High Holy Day Baltimore melody. Page 35. Dear, please remain standing. Turn to page 36, and here we come to our Rosh Hashanah Amidah, the first of our many High Holy Day Amidah recitations. Please feel free to use the text in your book. You can see that each section is summarized with that little line of bold-faced type. And please, we'll start together with the Avot and Imahot, and then everyone go on quietly or at a very soft voice. And choir members, join me on the bima, please, when you have finished your Amidah. And everyone, please be seated when you've finished your Amidah, and anyone who needs to sit, please go right ahead. Adonai sefatatita ufia kitahilatecha. May God open my lips that I might utter praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Eloheinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim V'Tonei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot, V'Yimachot, U'Mebid Ge'ula Mi'ivnei Bneihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ah. זכרנו לחיים, מלך החץ בחיים, וכתבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים. מלך עוזר ומשיח ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן לעם ועזרת צרה.
petitions of my heart be acceptable to you, Holy One, my rock and my
Please turn to page 37 and rise for singing Zachrenu. Remember us for life, you who delights in giving life. And we know that from experience that some lovely people will not live through the coming year, and some very difficult people will. We know that it's not a quid pro quo. We know that a long life is not a reward for a good life, nor is a short life a punishment for a bad life. So when we say, remember us for life, we want to be remembering ourselves what it means to be really alive. Not just to get through from day to day, but to really, really live, to be really vital and alive. Please rise for singing Zachrenu.
Let
news for the new year. Our dear friends Brian and Karen Raskin have been blessed with a grandchild. Acacia had a baby boy.
That's lovely.
Write us in the book of living. Please be seated, choir. Please remain on the bima. Please turn to page 41. We have beautiful words here in our Amidah. Kadosh ata v'norah shemecha. You are holy and awesome is your name. There is no God but you, as it is written, the source of all forces. This is a beautiful translation by Rabbi Egan, who wrote our Machzer. The source of all forces in the universe, is exalted through justice. The holy God is sanctified through righteousness, b'tzedakah. Praised are you, Holy One, the Holy Sovereign.
And awesome is your name, and there is no God but you. There is no God but you. Only you. Only you. Only you. Only you. Only one.
On your song sheets, my dears, the beautiful V'techa Zena. May our eyes behold, may we live to see the return to Sion. And Sion, as I was teaching a few weeks ago, is a very ancient term that refers to the highest place in Jerusalem. And Sion is also often referred to as in the feminine, almost as the spirit of Yerushalayim, the spirit of the city. And it's a beloved word in Hebrew, mispronounced in English as Zion. Sion. We'll say Sion. Sion. That is Sion. Very sweet. Very, very beloved imagery that goes back for us. Our connection to Sion goes back thousands of years and has been kept alive in our prayers all this time. one great figure dominates the traditional High Holy Day imagination. Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King. This personification of the divine goes back at least 2,000 years to the literature we call Talmud, composed over many centuries and written down between the years 200 and 600 of the Common Era. The title Avinu Malkeinu does not appear in Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, though we read there of a parent-child relationship between the divine and the tribe known as Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, descendants of the patriarch Jacob. In Psalm 103 we read, "As a father has compassion for his children, so the divine has compassion for those who are in awe of him. Kerachem av al banim, recham Hashem al yire'av." First use of the title Avinu Malkeinu is attributed to the 2nd century sage, Rabbi Akiva, who formulated the prayer for relief of drought, a deadly phenomenon in antiquity and still today. Rabbi Akiva taught his community to direct prayer to Avinu Malkeinu to bring relief from great suffering of people, animals, and land. Many animals, especially us primates, have complex social hierarchies and systems evolved to protect us from predators through strength in numbers. For individuals to live together in numbers requires social cohesion and stability. Social success requires organization. Anarchy is not good for us primates. While many creatures live by the law of individual fitness, group living or sociality requires both individual fitness and group fitness. Over millions of years, environmental and social pressures have allowed for a whole array of relationships between individuals that promote the well-being of the group. Our close relatives, the chimpanzees, have patrilineal social systems, while our bonobo cousins have matrilineal societies. When we're very young, we're completely dependent on adult care. Though maternal care is most common, in some primate species, paternal care is significant. The tiny cotton-top tamarin weighs barely 1 pound, but wins the Most Devoted Primate Father Award. This critically endangered species struggles to survive in a remnant of the tropical forest of Colombia, where tamarin fathers outdo tamarin mothers in carrying, protecting, feeding, comforting, and playing with the young. The great sociobiologist Edward O. Wilson, Alav Hasholem, pointed out that our human species has unique traits that set us apart from other primates. Among them is the intense, even obsessive interest of people in other people, which begins in the first days of life as infants learn particular scents and sounds of the adults around them. Our sense of self is interwoven with being part of the group. Our focus on other individuals continues through life so that, Edward Wilson tells us, most of our conscious activity contains elements of social interactions. We're hardly ever really alone. I wonder if at some point in our evolution, the attachment we feel to our caregivers became the basis for our capacity to feel subservient to a dominant parent or leader, and also to feel gratitude and reverence. Perhaps millions of years of submissive behavior by non-dominant individuals paved the way for Bob Dylan to sing, "You're gonna have to serve somebody." I don't think Dylan meant you have to serve somebody in order to survive, to avoid being pushed out of the group. But at some point in your life, you're going to have to honor a deeply ingrained human propensity to humble yourself, to be of service to someone, or to some idea, that comes alive to you and takes on a persona in your imagination. On Rosh Hashanah, we might ask ourselves, whom do I feel called to serve? In studying world religions, we learn about many kinds of worship. The Hebrew word for worship is avodah, which means more exactly service. In ancient times, the avodah, the ritual service of the deity, involved prayer, song, dance, incense, and offerings, a holy barbecue. The Talmudic sage, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, said, "I was created to serve the one who formed me. Ani nivreti lishamesh et koni." Rabbi Shimon also taught that we should be pliable like a reed, not unbending like a cedar. On the long trek of human history, we've moved from deference to the dominant individuals in our small band, to tribal leaders, and eventually to monarchs who became objects of reverence. Recently, the Maori king in New Zealand passed away, and his only daughter was chosen to be queen. A traditional ceremony saying farewell to the king and welcoming the new queen was attended by thousands of people with tremendous music and dancing. The new queen is a champion for indigenous rights and language preservation, both at risk from the current government. I was moved to see video scenes of the people celebrating their new queen. It seems to be part of human nature that we elevate special individuals to be communal focal points, monarchs, religious leaders, politicians, superstars. The medieval philosopher Maimonides taught that Torah stories depicting the divine as a super person with hands, feet, voice, and emotions, these are images meant for the masses. Rambam was an unapologetic elitist. He assumed that the ordinary person couldn't imagine the divine as non-corporeal, a spiritual being, a cosmic force beyond human understanding. Our ideas about the divine have come a long way over the centuries, but still we continue to use expressions of reverence and devotion with a distinctly human character, including Rabbi Akiva's prayer to Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King. The masculinity of that term may be troublesome in our times, but the familial, relational aspect is still meaningful. Our Rosh Hashanah celebration includes socializing, music making, learning, and praying as a group to express gratitude, wonder, and to ask for help. Many of us find our highest inspiration in nature, a stunning sunset or a magnificent forest, a soaring eagle or a blossoming flower. But when our souls feel the impulse to pray, we want to pray to someone, not something. Our hearts want to speak in relation to a beloved somebody. As a toddler during COVID, my granddaughter had stranger danger. But now, nearly 6, she approaches children and adults alike asking, "What's your name?" Usually the person responds with their name and then asks the same question of her. She answers, "Rivka," and the social contract is complete. Over a lifetime, we have so many associations with names, both people we've known and public, historic, or fictional figures whom we've never met. Some names are loaded with negative charge. We have a physiological response when we hear the names of people who have hurt us or our loved ones. But other names are loaded with sweetness. We have a euphoric response when we hear them. We smile, relax, feel happiness. Ancient people had many names for the divine. How can you call on your family or travel to God if you don't know the right name? How do you praise and thank and serve a faceless, nameless being? Across 3,000 years of Jewish literature, we encounter numerous names for the divine, mostly masculine, but some gender neutral or feminine. There is a tradition that every year at Rosh Hashanah, a new name comes down based on the gematria, the numerology of the year. Using a new name can shift a relational dynamic. We usually keep above the piano a needlepoint work that has been removed from Marjorie's beautiful paintings, but will return. And the needlepoint work has just one item on it, the word shalom. Many years ago, our teacher, Rabbi Aryeh Hirschfeld of blessed memory, told me, "Be careful where you display this, because shalom is a name of God." The word shalom is based on a 3-letter root, shin lamed mem, used in expressions of balance, payment, completion, as in refuah shalema, complete healing, suggesting that the peace meant by shalom isn't just the cessation of violence, but also the integration, the harmonization of opposing forces. Do we think of shalom as a naive fantasy, an unreachable ideal, an elusive dream? Perhaps in addition to talking about peace, working for peace, dreaming of peace, we might want to direct our prayers to peace. On Rosh Hashanah, we have many prayers of supplication, requests for help in the coming year. None is more succinct and important than when we say, Sim Shalom, grant peace. If we internalize Shalom as a divine name, Sim Shalom means not just deliver peace to us, but give us something of yourself. Give us something of your cosmic peacefulness, integration, and harmony. We read in the Torah that we were created B'Tselem Elohim, in the divine image. When we do teshuvah, we become a Bria Chadasha, a newly created being, a new aspect of cosmic peace revealed in human form. This year, when we look in the mirror, what will we see? A very distinguished primate? A familiar face that resembles the child you once were, or the parent on whom you once depended. But maybe in this absolutely new year, when we gaze into the mirror, we'll be blessed to see one of the innumerable, infinite, ever-evolving faces of Shalom. Shana Tova Tikatevu, may we all be written in the book of life for a good year. Choir, please join us. Time to say there's a way to reach an understanding if we care about all we share. We hear what life is demanding. Peace on earth, on earth, on earth, across all the nations. Peace on earth, on earth, on earth, for all generations. What would we give? What is it worth? Peace on earth. A tiny pearl, the fragile world, a treasure like no other. As we turn, do we learn to serve and love each other? Peace on earth, on earth, on earth. No more devastation. Peace on earth, on earth, on earth. The dream of creation. What would we give? What is it worth? Peace on earth. Peace on earth. Peace on earth. For everyone Now we start deep in our hearts to fix what's broken and needs mending. It's come to this, we can't resist the truth, no more pretending. Shalom, 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 shamor v'zachor. Shalom, 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 l'ador v'ador. What would we give? What is it worth? How do we live through this great rebirth? What would it mean if everybody dreamed of peace on earth? Peace on earth. Peace on earth. Peace on earth. Everybody. Peace on earth. Peace on earth. Peace on earth. Peace on Choir, you may be seated. Rabbi Bob, please join us on the bima, and will someone please bring him a Kiddush cup with some wine, because he is going to lead us in a Kiddush, and I forgot to set that up. We can follow with Rabbi Bob on page 55.
A rabbi in search of a cup of wine. Is there no one to provide a cup of wine? There it comes. Ah, thank you. Oh, and there's something in it too. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei bri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu la'avodato Romamanu bilashono, v'kidashanu b'mitzvotav, v'titem lanu Adonai Eloheinu, v'hava et yom hazikaron hazeh, yom teruah mikre kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, le'avotatecha, Udvaracha emet v'kayam lad, Baruch atah Adonai, Melech al kol haaretz, Mekadesh Yisrael, V'yom hazikaron. Chaim, chaim, and this has been quite a year. The one thing that's really sweet is that we're here together. So we can sing together at the bottom of page 56. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu V'kiyimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Amen. Want a little bit of wine?
Please turn to page 57 and rise for our Aleinu. Keep in mind there's slightly different wording in this machzor, and then we will jump over to page 59 for the closing. Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, l'teit gdula yaseh leishit, שנתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, מושב יקבו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת זו, בגבי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אין את מלכנו, את סגולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום, בהשבות האל בהערכה, כי השמיים הוא האלוהים בשמיים. Please be seated. We said by Yom Hahu, and on that day, we have a beautiful meditation on this by Rabbi Henry Sleminsky, and I'm asking Martin to read this meditation for us. And I want to really honor Martin for the wonderful work he has done in his professional role with the Park Service, lifting up Indigenous voices. A great champion of Indigenous voices here. Take your time. This will be.
On that day, maybe God and perfection are at the end and not at the beginning. Maybe it is a growing world and a growing humanity and a growing God, and perfection is to be achieved, not something to start out with. Our own prophets and prayer books seem to have an inkling of this. At culminating points in our liturgy, we say a phrase borrowed from one of the last prophets. On that day, God will be one of God's name, on that day, God will be one, and God's name shall be one. On that day, not as yet, alas, but surely on that day, God shall be one, as God is not yet one. For how can God be called one that is real if humanity is rent asunder in misery and poverty and hate and war? When humankind has achieved its own reality and unity, it will thereby have achieved God's reality and God's unity. Till then, God is merely an idea, an ideal. The world's history consists in making that ideal real. In simple religious earnestness, it can be said that God does not yet exist. Till now, God merely subsists in the vision of a few great hearts and exists only in part and is slowly being translated into reality.
Thank you. Choir, please join us on the bima. please turn to page 62 for the Mourner's Kaddish. The transliteration is on your song sheets. Anyone who is saying Kaddish tonight, please rise so we can hear you tell us for whom you are saying Kaddish.
My aunt Barbara Bow, my mom Nathan Sparky. Harry Kimmelfarb and Jared Ulrich.
My close friend Steve Canada.
My grandma Patricia Dill.
My aunt June Wallenstein.
Hadassah.
My late husband, Louis Harris, and my middle son, Ray Daniel Harris, and my mother.
Carol Levy.
And we especially want to remember longtime members of the congregation we lost this year, Solon Holstein and Shelley Honig. The Kaddish says nothing about death, my dears. It's all words of praise in honor of the divine, and you'll notice the wording is slightly different for High Holy Days. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabba ba'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'alam ul'almei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmed kudsha le'ela ule'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Yehei shlama rabba min hashamayim b'chayim tovim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. On the next page, page 64, in the middle of the page there we'll say a little shtikala from Psalm 27 that we use to close services through this time. Achat shalti meit Adonai Achat shalti ota avakesh Shivti beveit Adonai kol yamei chai lachazot b'noam Adonai ulevaker b'hechalo. One thing only I ask of God, one thing I seek, one thing only I ask of God, one thing I seek, to dwell in the house of God for all the days of my life, to behold the loveliness inside, and to meditate deep in the holy place. Choir, please join us on the bema. Everyone, please turn to page 69. Here you see our closing phrase, Hayom Haratz Olam. Today the world was brought into being, a tradition that Rosh Hashanah is the birthday of the world.
Today the world is brought into being.
I want to give you this song as a closing blessing. The text is Yivarechecha Hashem Mitzion. The Holy One will bless you. Mitzion. What is me? From. What is Sion? Sion. God will bless us out of Sion, out of that holy place of elevation, whether we think of it as a literal piece of real estate or a metaphoric space that we go to. God will bless us from out of Sion, and you will see your children's children, and there will be peace for you and for all Israel and for all who dwell on earth. Please stand while we sing this so you can receive your blessing. You might want to lift your hands to receive your blessing. We have a beautiful feast of apples and honey and sweetness. But the sweetness, the real sweetness, comes from being together. And I'm so grateful to each of you who came here over all kinds of different obstacles, emotional, spiritual, intellectual. This is not an easy Rosh Hashanah for us, but together you have made it very sweet. Beryl and I will greet you on the patio out there, and everyone come right out for our beautiful Kiddush. L'Shana Tova Tikatev. Shana Tova.